Okay, so we're going to talk about, well, systems of equations, which you guys did on the, hey guys, you did on the Desmos. It's basically just where you have two equations, you're graphing them, and you're finding where they cross, right? So, I kind of already gave you, you know, it's two equations. Okay, so when I asked you guys, hey, all right, sorry, back up here, guys. So when I asked for what the solution is, it's where they intersect, right? So solution of a system is where two lines I guess it's just gonna blink in and out. If it really disappears and I don't notice, let me know, okay? So we're gonna have graphs in slope-intercept form, but also in standard form. The ones that I give you in standard form, I'm gonna say 90% of the time you can use the methods that we did in the last unit. Yeah, I'll talk about that when we come to it. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, for example, I had to graph the system and estimate the solution and then check it algebraically. I'm only going to have you check it algebraically every once in a while, but it is an important thing to know how to do. So to graph this system, we just need to graph each line. So for the first one, we'll have this kind of be our pink one. Where does it start? Good. So I go to -1, put my point on my y-axis. Then where do I go from there? Up 2/3. Good. Up 2/3. And I can, so here's the thing. A lot of you have only been putting a couple of points. From here on out, you're probably going to need to do the pattern multiple times. So I'm going to keep going up 2/3, but then I also need to go -2, -3 this way. Because I don't know where they're going to cross, and I need to be as accurate as possible. That's driving me crazy. There we go. All right. And I will try to have always the graphing ones. They should hit at a nice point. I'm never going to have it be at some weird decimal for you guys. All right, and so then I graph the other one. Where's the second one start? Good, +4. And then what am I going to do from there? Good, down 1 to the right 1. And I'm going to keep going until they cross. There we go. So my solution is at what? What's my solution? 3.1. Good. Okay. So in order to check the solution, and again, I'm not going to make you guys do this every time because this is kind of a lot. You need to take your answer and plug it into each equation to see if it works or not. So I'm going to take my first one, and so it says y equals, right? So what's the y value we think is the solution? Gonna drive me crazy. All right, so 1 is the y, right? So 1 equals 2/3 times my x value, which was 3, and then -1. So I'm just plugging in my x and y, okay? So I'm plugging it in. Hey guys, can I have you be quiet, please? Thanks. And I need to do the math. So 2/3 times 3, you can put it in your calculator. You could also do 2/3 times 3/1. That would give you 6/3, which is just 2. I'm just going to kind of make that a little bit faster for us. And is 2 minus 1 equal to 1?
Yes.
Yeah, so it worked. So check. Yep. And if it didn't work, then I did something wrong, either in my math or on my graph. But you do always have to check both. And what will happen on the quiz and on the test is I will ask you guys, I will give you systems of equations, I will give you possible solutions, and you're going to have to tell me whether it works or not. So practicing plugging it in is going to be a thing. But just because it works for one doesn't mean it's necessarily going to work for the other if I did make a mistake. So I do have to check both of them. So for the second equation, I do 1 equals -1 times 3 plus 4. So I'm just taking that 3, 1, I'm putting the 3 in for my x, the 1 in for my y. I do my math, I get -3 plus 4. Does it work?
Yeah.
Yep. So we're good. So since it worked for both, I know I did it right. 3, 1 is my solution, and we're good. Okay? All right, any questions on the graphing, the solution, checking it? Okay, and I know some of you are still writing it down, so I'll pause for a second. Let's go to the next one. So the first one was written in slope-intercept. The second one, what form are they written in? Ooh, close. Standard form, yeah. So these are in standard form. Standard form, just to remind you guys, this is what I call the cover-up method, where you, hey guys, shh, are putting in for 0 and for x, you're finding y, and vice versa. So it's the cover-up method, okay? And I'm not gonna have us check the solution on this one just because I kind of want the work to have us do this. So if I cover up the -6y, I get my little equation of 4x equals 12. So what's my x-intercept? 3. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So I go to 3 on the x-axis. So this was one that a lot of you, when I kind of quickly checked this page, still is, oh, this is driving me crazy, is messing with you guys. So this is honestly the easiest one. And the day you did it, you were like, oh, psh, yeah. And then you kind of, I don't know, forgot it. So I literally just kind of covered up the -6y by putting 0 in it. X is 3. So then I do the same thing. I cover up the 4x, and so I get my little mini equation of -6y equals 12. So what's my y-intercept? -2, exactly. So on the y-axis, I go to 0, -2. Let's see, and I'm going to get up on butt here for a second. So what I'm doing, whenever it's in standard form, is, so I covered up the 6y first, 4x equals 12, x equals 3. Cover up the 4x, -6y equals 12, 12 divided by -6 is -2. Those go on your x and y axis. Always, 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 always. Okay? So here's the little bit of a conundrum with this, is 2 points sometimes isn't enough, but what is the slope for this? It's a good word, huh? Conundrum. What's the slope, though? Yeah, it's 2/3. So do you guys see that? So do you see how it's going up 2/3, right? So once you get the x and y intercepts, you can find the slope. So I'm going to keep going up 2/3 then, this way. And then I can go down 2 and to the left 3. So now I get a good line. Any questions just on graphing that line? Have our x and y intercepts. All right, so my second line, what's my, if I cover up the 2y, what's my little mini equation?
X equals 2x equals 6.
Good, yeah. Exactly, good. So on the x-axis, I'm going to go to 3. I've got my point there. Then it happens to be the same, just 2y equals 6, so y equals 3. And I don't have to be too fancy on this one because I see my solution, right? So what is my solution?
0, comma.
Other way around, good. 3, 0. And that's it. Okay, so you're graphing the lines like you technically should know how to do, and you're just finding where they cross. Okay, any questions on that one before we do the last just a little bit? All right, go and flip the page when you're ready. So, last little thing here, and your Desmos talked about one of these. So when there's exactly one solution, that makes sense, right? They cross, there's nothing fancy about this. There are infinitely many solutions possible, but it looks like we only have one line, right? Hey guys, shh. But what's happening with this is that they are actually the same equation. So sometimes when you are graphing, you may not realize it's the same until you kind of do the math behind it. So this means we have two of the same equation. But they will probably look different to start out with. Actually, let me rephrase that. The equations will look different. Usually look different to start. And what did Desmos say about the no solution? What do we call those lines? No solution because they're, what's the geometry term? They're parallel, good. So when we have parallel lines, think back to your geometry and also just this class. What do they have in common in order to be parallel? Good, they have to be cross. And what makes them like not?
Same slope.
Yeah, there we go. They have the same slope. So parallel lines have the same slope. Okay. All right. Those two will come up. Not a lot, but they will. Okay.